Hello and welcome to Safe Secure Surfing's review of PureVPN versus IP Vanish. In this video we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of PureVPN versus IP Vanish, and we're going to be comparing the following metrics. We're going to be taking a look at the customer service, pricing options, payment options, the privacy, the platform supported, and we're going to take a look at some of the different tests that we did. We did a DNS leak test, an IP location test, a speed test, and a WebRTC test. And at the very end of this video we will be giving you our recommendation on which is better, PureVPN or IP Vanish. So without any further delay, let's get started. So here we are starting out with customer service. PureVPN has one of the fastest responding customer service teams that I have dealt with. They have a live chat option that allows you to get a response within a very short amount of time, day or night. I have tried their live chat options at various times throughout the day and night and always met with a customer service rep very quickly. They also offer many other ways of contacting their team via email, Facebook, and Twitter. If you want to go at it alone, they have a frequently asked questions section as well as a Q&A form that you can peruse through. IP Vanish offers email support as well as a fairly extensive Q&A form to get the answers from. I have found that they had a fairly timely response with their email, but I was still waiting around for a couple of hours to get a response. They have a presence in social media, but it looks as if it's more for sharing news than for customer service. PureVPN's customer service availability and multiple contact options has PureVPN receiving the upper hand over IP Vanish. So next up we have pricing. We're going to be comparing PureVPN's pricing versus IP Vanish's pricing. So PureVPN offers one rate for their monthly, semi-annually, annual, and biannual payment plans. IP Vanish has a standard rate and then they have a discounted rate, and they often have different discounted rates depending on when you're looking. Their most common one though is a 20% discount rate. So when we're comparing the two, monthly and semi-annually, IP Vanish is cheaper than PureVPN. When you get up to the annual rate, PureVPN is cheaper with the coupon applied than IP Vanish is cheaper. With the biannual rate, PureVPN is much cheaper. IP Vanish doesn't have a biannual plan, so you just end up paying for it annually and you do it twice, renewing every year. So upon reviewing all of this information, I would have to say that neither PureVPN or IP Vanish has an edge here. PureVPN is cheaper if you purchase on a longer term, 1 or 2 years, but IP Vanish is cheaper in the shorter term and when you use their discount, which applies to the first billing cycle. So with both of these considerations, this one is more or less a tie. So next up here we've got our payment options. So PureVPN and IP Vanish both accept the big 6 for payment options: MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, PayPal, and Bitcoin. Where they differ though is in the secondary payment options that are offered. PureVPN has 47 other secondary payment options that are available compared to IP Vanish's 15 secondary payment options. There is no difference in the primary payment options, so we have to take a look at the quantity of the secondary payment options to come up with a differentiation here. PureVPN has over 3 times as many secondary payment options compared to IP Vanish, so this gives PureVPN the better rating here. Okay, so next up here on our list is privacy. So we're going to take a look at a few different metrics here. We're going to be taking a look at encryption, internet kill switch, jurisdiction, logging information, protocols, servers, and server types. In this one, PureVPN and IP Vanish had similar results when it comes to the encryption, the internet kill switch, and logging information. They both use the industry standard AES 256-bit encryption. They both offer an internet kill switch, and they both state that they don't log any information. Where PureVPN outperformed IP Vanish is that they were in 141 countries versus IP Vanish's 60 countries. They have 2 more protocols available for use than IP Vanish, and that they have over 88,000 unique IP addresses compared to IP Vanish's 40,000 unique IP addresses. IP Vanish performed better, but they had more individual servers available at 950 servers compared to PureVPN's 750 servers. Where they both struggled though was in jurisdiction. PureVPN is located in Hong Kong and IP Vanish is located in the United States of America. So both of these countries are notoriously known for monitoring people's internet history as well as browsing history and other things like that. While Hong Kong is technically separate from the rest of China, it is still under the jurisdiction of the Chinese, and the USA is home to the NSA. And thanks to the disclosures from Edward Snowden, we know that the US administration has tapped people's communications via phone, text, email, internet history, etc. So this is a potential area of concern for both companies. So while PureVPN and IP Vanish compare similarly on many different privacy metrics, PureVPN has a slight edge over IP Vanish due to having a larger number of protocols availables in more country, and a larger number of unique IP addresses at their discretion. So next up, we're going to take a look at the platforms that are available for both PureVPN and IP Vanish. Both of them offer the main 5 platforms, so Windows, iOS, Mac, Linux, and Android. They both offer a bunch of different options available for using different routers in Google's Chromebook. Where PureVPN really shines through, though, is in the number of secondary options that are available. They have over 40 options that are available to be used on different devices. So both PureVPN and IP Vanish have the same main platforms being supported, but PureVPN has such a large secondary list of devices and platforms supported, so they received the thumbs up here versus IP Vanish. Okay, so here we are. We've moved into the test portion of our review. We're going to be looking at 4 different tests. We've got a DNS leak test, an IP location test, a speed test, and a WebRTC leak test. So first up is the DNS leak test. So here, what we did is we tested before each of the VPN services was launched and after the VPN services was launched, and took a look to see if we had a DNS leak. As would be expected, before they were launched, they were both showing DNS leaks. So we had a number of leaks using the 3 different websites, and we showed different numbers of servers being detected. Afterwards, we launched both PureVPN and IP Vanish, and we took a look to see how they performed overall. So PureVPN actually increased in the number of servers that was being detected, which is the opposite of what we would have expected to see on the 3 different websites. So they were showing an increased number of servers being detected. IP Vanish did what was expected, and each of the 3 websites that we looked at showed no DNS leak. Although it should be noted that DNSleak.com stated that there was a leak, so there's a caveat beside this. We only saw 1 server detected though when we did the test, so that's why we're saying that there was no leak. So here IP Vanish handily outclassed PureVPN by providing us with no DNS leaks being detected after their server was launched. So here we are, we're going to take a look at the second of our 4 tests. We're going to take a look at the IP location test. So we selected servers on both PureVPN and IP Vanish from various locations around the globe. With PureVPN, we checked 4 different locations. We used Vancouver, Canada, Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Warsaw, Poland. In the first 3 locations, we showed that one of the 5 websites on the aggregate site that we were using displayed a location where we hadn't selected. The 4th one showed that all 5 locations were broadcasting from Warsaw. IP Vanish was tested using 5 different locations. We looked at Los Angeles in the United States, Frankfurt, Germany, Jakarta, Indonesia, Auckland, New Zealand, and Seoul, South Korea. When using the South Korean server, this displayed a different location than what was selected in 4 of the 5 websites available. In both cases, our IP location wasn't necessarily describing where we had selected on the server, but in none of the cases did it actually reveal our true location. So both PureVPN and IP Vanish performed similarly, so there was no advantage given to either one. So we more or less have a tie here. So in the third of our 4th test here, we're going to be taking a look at the speed test results that we did. So what we did in this test, before we launched our VPN, either PureVPN or IP Vanish, we did a speed test using 3 different websites, and we averaged those results to compare what our download and upload speeds were before the VPNs were launched. And then we did the same thing afterwards, and we wanted to take a look and see what sort of a difference that we had overall in speeds here. So what we ended up with was before PureVPN was launched, they had an average download speed of 7.83 megabits per second with an average upload speed of 0.96 megabits per second. After we turned on the VPN, it reduced the speed by 0.39 megabits per second for the download speed, and then by 0.03 megabits per second for an upload speed. For IP Vanish, we had an average speed of 6.68 megabits per second for a download speed and 1.13 megabits per second for an upload speed before the VPN was launched. We turned on IP Vanish, and afterwards we saw a reduction of 0.40 megabits per second and a reduction of 0.03 megabits per second on the upload speed. So with those 2 differences there, they're essentially identical, so neither one came out as a winner here. Both PureVPN and IP Vanish had a small decrease in their download speed and almost negligible decrease in the upload speeds. So here we have the 4th of our 4 tests with a WebRTC leak test comparing PureVPN and IP Vanish. Here both of them performed with the exact same results. The local IP and public IP addresses were protected when they had the VPN services turned on, but we ran into problems because the IPv6 address was not being hidden. So because the 2 VPNs had the exact same results, we had no way of differentiating them using the WebRTC leak test. They both received the same rating here, leading to another tie. Alright, so here we are. We've taken a look at all the different metrics, and we'll just do a quick summation of what we found. We found where PureVPN outperformed IP Vanish in customer service, the payment options that were available, privacy metrics, and on the platforms supported. IP Vanish outperformed PureVPN on the DNS leak test, and where the 2 of them didn't really have any differentiation was in the pricing, their IP location test, their speed test, and then the WebRTC leak test. So in conclusion, we're left giving a recommendation here for PureVPN, but this is with a caveat. Both PureVPN and IP Vanish underperformed with the IP location test and the WebRTC test, so they need to be reviewed very carefully. And PureVPN failed the DNS leak test, but since PureVPN outperformed in considerably more areas than IP Vanish, they get our recommendation here. So thanks so much for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we wish you a fantastic day.